Today, we're going to talk about utilizing Canva for your business, Canva Pro specifically. A lot of what we discuss will be available in the free version, but things like your brand, your templates, and additional font settings, things will be like that will be included in a pro account, which it's up to you whether you need that or not. I believe it's anywhere between $14 and $19 per month. If you do a lot for social media or for your clients, prospects, it's definitely worth investing in. And I don't often talk about investing in things further. So if I'm recommending it, it truly is because I get a lot of use out of it. And if you have a team or you're hiring people to do things for you. So I'm going to walk you through what that looks like. So we're just going to go into Canva here. You'll see there is a lot of stuff happening in this Canva. This is used by several people. But what I wanted to first note on is that there's a few different areas that you can go to on your Canva that will help you figure out where to start. So here up at the top, you can type in basically anything that you think you need to create, whether it's an ebook, let's say it's an Instagram post. And what will happen is you will drop down and you'll see the templates that Instagram provides and the projects that you have created, with the Instagram being the keyword of the title of the project. So it's important to note that when you do create projects in Canva, you should title them with a searchable term so that in the future, you can find those terms. Now, we have a series of engagement posts. And so I know that if I'm looking for those posts to continue to edit or create engagement, I'm going to either go to the templates they provide or I'll look in my projects, and they're right here. So we have quite a few options in here for things that you can use. If you look down here, it gives you some suggestions. And when you export from Canva, you can export in a variety of manners where it's a PNG or a JPEG, which is what you would use on social media, a PDF, which is what you would send as a document, a video, an MP4, which would be a video you could put in your stories, on your reels, or on social media, or send via text. And then there's a few other ways that you can export things if you needed them for a variety of reasons, but those are the most popular ones. So this is going to be an area where you will want to pay attention to. On the left-hand side here, you can actually create teams, you can create your branding kit. Anytime there is this little crown, that is for the pro version. So let's just go into branding kit and you can upload logos, colors. And it's important to note because when you're actually designing something, you can apply your colors, your brand to your designs. So I'll walk you through how to do that as well. Let's first start off with a quick template. So let's say you received one of the templates from myself. We're just going to click on it. You'll make a copy of it or you'll edit the template. It will now be in your personal Canva. And as you see here, there's a bunch of areas for images. You can put images in there. You can drag and drop them. Anytime you see this little picture, that is where an image can be placed. On the left-hand side here, you'll see elements. These are things like icons, graphs, photo elements, little pictures. If I wanted a picture of a donut, I would just come to here. You'll see anything with a crown again is a pro. And if you do not have pro, you'll simply pay for it at checkout. I believe it's $1 per item. But if I wanted to put this in my design, I would just simply click it. I could then move it around just by simply clicking on the image. And then you can adjust with these little dots. Now, the great thing about some of these is that you can actually change the colors. You'll see a color block up here. So if I wanted the pink to actually be blue, I would do that. And the great thing about Canva is it actually recognizes the images that you use and gives you the color palette right at your fingertips. So you're able to apply that. Now, let's say you had a brand set up in your account. You would simply go to styles on the left-hand side here, click that, and they give you a ton to select from. But once you select them, this is mine, it will automatically update your image and shuffle through options. Now, I don't have very many options or combinations here, but it would be a great way of just making sure that you have some variety while staying brand consistent. So you can try that with a bunch of different things. It'll cycle through some colors depending on what you're clicking on. So I recommend setting something like that up, and then you can simply apply to all pages, and it will then put down exactly what you just set up and apply it to all of your pages, which is really nice. That includes even the fonts, which I think is a really great unique way of doing it, so that you can keep things pretty consistent when you are creating some of the content for social media and for things in general that you'll have public facing. Now let's go into uploads. Uploads is where you'll actually upload images. You can simply upload them from your computer, including videos and audio. Text is where you'll have your text fields. If you wanted to include maybe a different type of text layout on an image, you could then double click and edit them. We'll remove that, but there's quite a few options here for you to use so that you get some variety. And then again, based on our brand kit, it gives us our specified Montserrat font in here. So we could do a heading, subheading, and body text all right here. Now with your text, I'll make this a little bit bigger so you can see. With your text, you would simply click the text box and change the font if you needed to, change the size if you needed to, the color, and then the formatting is all up at the top here. There's a few different areas that you may not actually realize are there, and that is under effects. That will actually give you additional options for how your text is seen. And you can just simply click through there, including this color block. That's very popular right now. And then we have the animate, which would be more for, let's say, if you were exporting it as a video or you were doing a slideshow presentation, more so reels or videos, this is what you would use that for in the animation. And then we have these three dots. These three dots up here at the right, top right, will give you additional formatting. So if you wanted to make everything uppercase, you would just simply click that and it would turn everything that you had selected uppercase. That is how we do our fonts. I recommend, if you can, making sure before you send anything with text on it that you do a review of it. Sometimes with these text boxes, they may shift a little bit. So it's important to have them exactly where you need. And you'll see they give you these alignment tools so that you can see how far away, if they're centered, and to make sure that everything is pretty lined up pretty well on your text box. Going back over to the left-hand side, we have our photos. This is the photo library that Canva provides you. Some of these are free. If you have the pro account, all of them are free, and you can simply just type in a word and then utilize this photo in your designs. So if you had, let's say this design right here that required a photo and it had, let's say it was on meal prep. Here's a great one. They have images that you can simply click, drag, and drop into this section. You would simply type in the words you wanted, change your font, and then adjust and add your tips below. So pretty simple. The key thing here is to not do too many different things. This isn't a design class, but what I would always recommend is keeping your fonts very similar, if not the same. Not too much script or crazy fonts, and making the colors legible. So not utilizing a lot of white text. Sticking with black text is always a safe bet, and leaving a lot of white space on the actual design. Back over here to the left-hand side, I showed you the styles area so that you can update your brand colors. Again, there's an edit button up here. Videos, that is for videos that are provided by Canva. And we have backgrounds. I don't generally use these too often, but you can utilize, your colors here as a background too, and it will change it accordingly. Moving down below, we have starred items. If you do have things that you have starred as things that you like, that would be, let's say if you want to use a template in the future, you can simply star them. All of your designs, this will pull in designs from your your whole account. So if you wanted to, you could utilize these. So that's not something I use very often. I actually don't use any of these down here, the folders, things like that, but that's more for organizing your content. Now, let's say you wanted to export this. Now, this type of file could actually be exported as a PDF or an image. This is an Instagram template. So I would go up to the top here, right next to my photo, and I would put in Instagram swipe template or image. And then that way, if I'm searching for an Instagram template in the future, maybe 6 or 9 or 12 months from now, trust me, I have images in here from, I think 2015. You're able to search them pretty easily. Now up here for sharing, that's actually where you're going to download them. You will hit download and then pick the type of file you want to download. JPEG and PNG, best for social. I generally go with PNG. PDF for documents, PDFs, guides, things like that. PDF for print if you want to print them. SVG, you will most likely never need that one. MP4 is if it is a video or there's a video component to it, and GIF. So this would mean that you created a GIF maybe for a social post, Facebook post, things like that. Generally, though, it's going to be a video that plays on repeat versus an MP4. That's a video that plays and stops. Now, once you have done that, you'll then select the pages, and you'll want to make sure you have all of them selected or some of them, whichever ones you wanted to download, and then hit download. It will then download them to your desktop. They will go into a file generally under downloads, and you'll have access to them there. Now, the biggest thing to note about Canva is you can pretty much make your own style out of anything. My goal for you, though, is that you keep things pretty concise and streamlined. Don't try to overcomplicate things or do things that are maybe outside of your wheelhouse. Utilize templates, utilize inspiration from social media, from other people that you like content from, but keep it simple. And I promise you won't break anything. You just need to try things out a few times, but you will start to think differently when it comes to creating content, and you'll start to see easier ways of developing maybe an image that you weren't sure about in the past. Again, use the templates at your disposal. If you go into, and I'll show you really quickly here, if you go into, maybe you want to do a social post on Instagram, I'll just hit Instagram post. This is the template here. This is the most widely used one, I would say. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see templates, and this is where you could pretty much type in anything, and it's going to give you a list of templates based on your keywords. So keywords are very important. So you could do checklists, you could do, let's say, vitamins, and you'll get a bunch of different ideas. Now, you know, this isn't, again, not a design class, but the goal is for you to look cohesive and consistent. Even though all of these look great, which one looks most similar to images you're already posting or content you're already using? Try to keep in the same type of wheelhouse, but don't overthink it too much. So you can use so many of these things. You could even do holidays. You could do Christmas. You could do, let's say, sale, and you're going to get a ton of different options, which is really exciting because it gives you a lot to work with. And then you can simply just click one of these templates. If I wanted to change, you know, the background, you could do that. This one is the background. It's just like a paper here. So what you could do is just upload a different photo into the background. It's 2 photos actually here. So you could just simply drag and drop different things into place and really make the most of this template that they've provided you. Change up the text. You know, you could really get creative with this. So it would be really great for you to, you know, test out something, see what you like. Again, this is just a tool. It is not going to be necessarily means to success or generating significant ROI, but the goal is for you to have tools in your back pocket that you can use to help create a better experience for your prospects, your clients, and people that don't even know you. So hopefully this was helpful, and I look forward to sharing more soon.